హలో ఎవ్రీవన్, వెల్కమ్ టు విఎల్ తెలుగు రుచులు. ఈరోజు మా పిల్లలు క్రిస్మస్ సందర్భంగా ఏదో రెసిపీ చేయబోతున్నారు. వాళ్ళ మాటల్లోనే చూద్దాం.
Today we're going to make pecan pie.
These are the ingredients that we need. 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1.25 teaspoon of sea salt, 1 tablespoon granulated sugar, 125 grams of unsalted butter, which has to be cut in even cubes, 3 eggs, 1/4 cup of golden syrup, 1 cup of corn syrup, 3/4 cup of dark brown sugar, 1 tablespoon vanilla extract, 2.5 cups of raw pecans. So these are the ingredients that we need. Now let's see how to cook it. So we'll take the flour in the food processor and add the salt and granulated sugar. So now we'll turn on the food processor. Now we can add our evenly cut butter. It's unsalted butter. And we turn on the processor again. We just mix it until small balls are formed. We don't want the butter to completely melt. We'll now transfer this into a different bowl. So once we've taken it out from the food processor, to make the dough, like to form the dough, we'll add 1 cup of ice water while mixing it with a fork until small balls are formed. So once the dough kind of forms, we can take it out onto the platform to knead it. But we don't want to overly knead it. We just knead it roughly so that it forms together.
You can see that the dough is formed, but it's not completely formed because you can see that it still needs more kneading. At this point, you want to wrap it with cling film and then put it in the fridge for 15 minutes. Don't over knead the dough, otherwise the butter will melt.
So we just lightly cover it with cling film and put it in the fridge for 15 to 20 minutes. So now for the syrup, we need to melt 3/4 cup of unsalted butter, so we've melted that. We can start off by adding the eggs. So this is the 3rd egg. And now we just whisk it. So once the eggs are whisked a little bit, we add the golden syrup. Actually, in the recipes that we saw, they've added maple syrup, but we didn't have maple syrup, so we've substituted with golden syrup. And then we add the corn syrup. We've made this at home. Now we add salt, 3/4 teaspoon. And then the brown sugar that we've measured out, vanilla extract, and the melted unsalted butter. So for our recipe, we're adding 1/2 tablespoon of almond extract. So now that the syrup's done, it's also been 15 minutes, so we can take out the dough and roll it out. So we'll just do a little bit of dusting with flour. We don't need to roll it out thinly. It can be about like 1/4 inch thickness. So we've rolled it out. This is the thickness that we've rolled it out to. This is the tray that we're using to make the pie. we are going to put the dough to line it. We have to press it so that it covers all the gaps. So now that we've finished lining it and everything, we trim off the extra all around the tray. So we're going to pinch the edges with our fingers to make the design for the edge of the pie. So we've finished pinching all the edges. Now we're just going to put this in the oven so that the center gets cooked before we add the filling for the pie. We're putting it in the oven for like 5 to 10 minutes until it's slightly golden brown at 175 degrees Celsius. So this is the extra dough that we cut off from the edges. We're going to roll it out and make a design on top of the pie. So we placed it in the oven and realized that the butter was melting, which caused the dough to slip from the pan. So we've taken it out, we're redoing the edges. We're going to add a layer of aluminium and fill it with a weight, maybe rice or something else, which is heavy, to keep the dough from falling away from the tray. We've lined it with aluminium paper and we have a heavy pot that we're just gonna keep on it to keep it in place. And then we're gonna put it in the oven for 5 minutes and see if it gets cooked. So after cooking it in the oven for 5 minutes, we can put our filling in. These are raw pecans. They're going to be cooked in the oven now, so that's why we use raw. They're just unevenly cut. And to this, we will add our syrup that we made earlier. So this is how it should look after we put the filling. We're gonna put this in the oven for 40 minutes in total at 175 degrees. But halfway through, we're going to take it out and put the cover with the remaining dough that I talked about. So this is the extra dough that we're decorating so that we can put it on top of the pie. Since we're doing it for Christmas, we're just making a Christmas tree. So we've taken the tray out at the halfway point and we've added the buttermilk to the edges and placed the design that we made for the cover. We're just decorating it around. And we will keep it back in the oven for the remaining 20 minutes so that it gets cooked. So this is our finished pie. We still need to chill it in the fridge overnight. We'll show you the completely finished pie tomorrow.
The next day.
So this is the next morning. We're just cutting it to see how it turned out. So we've now finished the pecan pie. This was the first time we tried it and it came out really well. Please do try it and let us know in the comments how it turns out. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe.